All right. So back here with a shot of Business Central and a beer podcast, and we are doing our featured app segment. And we are one of the lucky ones today because we get to have Avalara on the podcast. And Avalara obviously deals with taxes, which is everybody's
Who
favorite.
doesn't love sales tax?
Yeah, everybody's favorite topic. We're lucky to have Maria Tringali. Am I saying that right or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
correct.
Oh, perfect.
Correct.
Perfect. Well, welcome, Maria. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your role at Avalara, how long you've been with the company, that type of thing, maybe something, right around there?
Sure, great. Thanks for having me, Michael. So I've been with Avalara about 6.5 years or so, something like that. And the entire time I've been doing this sales tax thing, I have worked very closely with manufacturers, distributors, and other businesses that sell B2B or sell to buyers who want to be tax exempt for some reason. So by some, I don't know, no fault of my own, I am now one of our specialists here at Avalara for exempt selling and how businesses who sell B2B handle their tax compliance, because it's not all about the tax calculation. As you guys know, there's a whole bunch of other things that have to do with tax compliance. And so I live in Seattle. I'm a mom and a grandma, and working from home nowadays. And I don't know, what else do you want to know? That's my story.
Well, we love your sharp Avalara scarf that you're sporting today.
Thank you.
We're a big fan of the swag that Avalara provides.
Yeah.
And,
It's actually it's really top quality, whatever it is that you guys do and give away. It's quality stuff.
We love it. We're very swag heavy here. We love our orange, and we love our partners and customers and friends to be sporting our orange Avalara stuff. So
yeah, and I think more mainly though, what we love is that someone out there is trying to handle all of this sales tax pain that small to mid-sized businesses have to try to find a way to deal with, right?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I mean, it's definitely a pain point for a lot of businesses, and hence why Avalara is so successful. And you guys actually become a public company within the past 2 years, I think it is.
We have. We are now a $500 million company, publicly held, over 30,000 customers. The sales tax stuff is not easy. Nobody went into business to understand tax compliance, and you're right. This company's created a way to make it easy for any size business. So yeah.
So how long has Avalara been around for?
We are about 14 years now, I believe.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
And can you just walk through a little bit about Business Central and how Avalara works with Business Central? Let's start with the flagship Business Central Online, right? And companies that are doing that. And so what are some of the benefits? Why would someone look at Avalara if they're using Business Central?
Yeah, let me take it back one step and kind of tie you guys together. So one of our very, very first business partners was Microsoft. So we very early on developed the concept of partnering with ERP's accounting platforms, and Microsoft was either our very first or one of our two very first partners. Jessica, you might know different, but so fast forward to today, Microsoft has many different invoicing platforms, and Business Central is one of them. So the concept is we integrate with your platform or platforms. So if you also have a shopping cart, our tax compliance platform integrates with that and makes the sales tax compliance process easier. As I said earlier, whether you're calculating tax on a large part of your business or only on a small part of your business, we also manage the rest of the tax compliance platform. Use tax, our favorite subject, Ken, as well as exemption certificates, filing sales tax returns, getting registered with states, etc. So we integrate with Business Central as well as over 10,000 other invoicing platforms at this point. So
wow,
we love Business Central users. We love our partnership with Microsoft.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a lot of people to integrate with, but it just goes to show what type of a need there is then for Avalara. So you guys are kind of like a one-stop shop for sales tax, pretty much for organizations. So
100%. Yep.
Pretty amazing. Now, so for the product, is pricing something you can get into, or do you recommend that people engage with partners and then bring you guys in, and or it's kind of specific and different for each implementation, or what?
Yeah, it's different for each customer. So again, we work with any size business, from the smallest to the largest enterprise business. It really doesn't matter because you're basically doing the same thing, just at a different volume. So pricing is definitely volume based. So it would be very different for a small manufacturer or distributor with one location and a small amount of invoices than it might be for an enterprise business that has a lot of invoices that they process over and over. So it's very volume based. And of course, the solution is customized for every customer as well. You may only need certain pieces and parts because there's certainly a lot of options and people have different tax compliance needs. So your package is really customized for your business.
It's good to hear. And
Yeah.
we are certified Avalara partners, so.
You are! We love that! We do. I will tell you, to be candid here, guys, when I'm on the phone, I'm on the phone with a lot of prospects. Excuse me. A lot of prospective Avalara customers. I love when they work with one of our certified partners. I just know they're in great hands. I know their partners are really close with their business and really care about what they do and really want to help them make sure they get this tax compliance thing right, and they no longer stress about it. So I'm so thrilled to be here. I love our certified partner. I mean, I love all our partners, right? But I always know that my customer is in great hands when they're working with a partner like yours. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that like the tax landscape, so we've been working in the small to mid-sized market for years, and it seemed like companies like sales tax, they had one state or two states. And I don't know how much into the weeds we want to go here, but over the last couple of years, right, there's been some changes.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Created, and I think maybe a lot of people aren't, right, who don't live and breathe this like we do. What are like some of those things, and like why has sales tax become so much more difficult recently?
That's a really good point. Yeah, it's probably just as difficult. It's just there's just more of it. But yes, a couple of years ago, the Supreme Court decided that states were now allowed to ask businesses to charge sales tax for goods being sold into their states, because so much is sold on the internet now. Without a brick and mortar store, states now have the right to basically ask for a cut of that business and require businesses sending anything or at certain thresholds of product and sales into their state to give them a cut of that revenue, hence sales tax, right? So what had happened was, because we thought, and even I just made that mistake, right? Because people thought that was really for internet sellers. Well, it doesn't matter whether you're selling over e-commerce, guys. It matters whether you're shipping product in that state. It doesn't matter how it gets there. So there was a bit of a misnomer of that when the laws were passed. Oh, I don't have an e-commerce business. I don't need to worry about that. Now businesses are realizing, those that you and I deal with, Ken, a lot, are realizing that, oh, those laws did actually apply to me because I am sending my goods or services into that state, and so I need to get registered. So we've had a big influx over 2020, and it's continuing into 2021, where the smaller to medium-sized B2B business, manufacturer, distributor, is trying to play catch up and get registered in the states where the law now requires. And that kind of, when you have to do that, you're right, it does increase the complexity of your tax compliance requirements. And that's really where you sort of hit that threshold of, now I need automation. I can no longer just do this in my back office.
Right, because we've worked with customers that have had, maybe they had 2 or 3 states where they had to track and remit sales tax for.
Yep, exactly.
Now I think again, I'm not a sales tax expert, but I think there's something like a number of transaction threshold or a dollar value threshold, like if it's 250,000 or 100,000 or whatever that is, where all of a sudden someone went from, I got to fill out 3 sales tax state returns at the end of the month to like 18
or more.
Or more, right? and it's like, okay, now at this point, I gotta like hire another person almost to handle this load, right? Because I gotta track all this, I gotta set it all up, and then I gotta fill out all these returns at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest things I think where Avalara really shines, is not only making sure that companies are tracking and collecting the correct amount, right? But then also helping them with creating all those returns at the end of the month.
Yeah,
That's like
exactly.
right?
And having the expertise, and it's actually funny, I know a lot of people say, well, they're just online. I just log in and fill them out. Hey guys, if it's an online form, it's the same as a manual form. You still got a lot of fields you got to fill out and a lot of data you got to pull to do that. Just because you type it instead of write it doesn't make it easy, right? That's not the easy button.
No, and I
So
think
yeah, it's hard. It's hard work. I agree. And every state is different. And guess what? Because they're online forms now, they can change them as often as they want. So you may have different fields next month that it's asking for than it did last month. So yeah, it's a burden for sure.
Yeah, I bet. So, so where can we go to find out more about Avalara and basically the products and services that they offer?
Where can you go? Well, you go to Solution Systems, of course. Well, you know, there's
Is that the
Avalara.com.
there's an app in App Store on Microsoft App Stores. There's an app, right, that people can go.
There is an app you can download. You would want to reach out to us, to either Solution Systems or to Avalara or both, to connect with a consultant. And we would, as I kind of alluded to earlier, we would talk specifically about your business. What are your pain points? What do you need help with? How many invoicing systems do you have? Do you have e-commerce as well as Business Central? Or are you planning to, or are you afraid to? So we'll talk through all those sorts of things. What percentage of your business is exempt? And we'll help, as I said earlier, put together a customized package for you. And back to the Business Central customers, it's not a plug and play per se, but it is a pre-built certified integration for tax determination for your platform. So as you create invoices, we're going to do the tax piece to that and return the tax amount back. So it's more or less a set it and forget it, right, guys? You implement once you identify your products and you set those up in the system. When you create invoices, your staff does not have to intervene. So that's the beauty of the certified integration. Very little IT help, no maintenance. Everything's based in the cloud. So it's super easy and takes so much of that decision making off of your staff.
Very, very nice. All right. Well, before we wrap it up, I just want to mention that we have an upcoming webinar with Avalara.
We do.
It's titled "Avoid Audit Risk and Learn How to Automate Your Consumer Use Tax."
Oh, fun! Use tax, my favorite.
It is. It is. Now I'm not sure. Are you going to be the one who's presenting that, Maria?
I am. Like you guys get to see me again. Yep.
Oh, it's going to be a good time. We'll have a link on our show notes or whatnot. So, but some of the things I jotted down that are going to be covered during the webinar are the events that can trigger consumer use tax requirements, the most common consumer use tax management challenges, the impact of economic nexus laws on consumer use tax, and last but not least, how your business can step up compliance to avoid being audited.
I want to just add a quick note to that, Michael. For those of you who are highly exempt, the auditors love to find incorrect exemption certificates and incorrectly reported use tax. They know you don't charge a lot of sales tax. They're not dumb. So it's really important. If you have a question about the use tax, I recommend you come. It's definitely an audit hotspot right now. So
perfect. Yeah. So what was it?
Oh, I was just I had a very important question here as we're wrapping up.
Oh.
A shot of Business Central and a beer. We'd be remiss if we didn't ask you. So it's Friday evening or it's Saturday afternoon, and you're looking for a nice, cold, refreshing beverage. Is it beer? Is beer an option on your plate?
I love beer. I grew up with, my brother loves beer and I'm the little sister, and that's kind of what my dad drank as well. So yes, I actually do love beer. One of my favorites is a beer called Schmittix, which is an Irish beer, which you can get in Irish pubs. Which is I kind of call it a lighter version of Guinness. I love Schmittix, but I like the kind of cloudy beers. You guys familiar with Manny's in Seattle? It's very popular here. It's similar to a Mac and Jack's. Same idea as a Mac and Jack's, kind of.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Schmittix. Yeah, no, we've not drinking it here on our podcast, but I'm familiar. It's delicious.
Yeah, you can get it in the bottle, but it's way better in a pub out of the tap. Just saying.
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll do a podcast on location.
Yeah, right.
We'll try it out, yeah.
Maybe
That'd be
2022.
great.
One of these years, maybe, yeah. All right, perfect. Well, that's all the questions I got. Any more for you?
Yeah, no, thank you for
That's it.
joining us, and
Good,
hopefully
guys.
people learned a little bit about maybe easing their burden of sales tax that they deal with.
Hopefully. Yep.
Yep.
And I'll touch you guys on the 10th, right?
Yep.
All right, sounds
Correct.
great.
Sounds
Bye.
good.
Thank you.
Bye.